Hey, what's up, y'all? This is I had a Agatha vision of love. This is I had a Wanda Vision of love podcast. I am your host, Rhayne Coleman, and I have with me today a very, very, very special guest. Let these folks know who's coming on and talking a shit today.
Hey, what's up, y'all? As you see by the name, Loose as a Deuce, frequent visitors coming back to my second home to talk about some Wanda Vision of love.
Come on. Yes, yes, yes. Thank you for coming on. This has been a wild, wild ride. Now, I'm going to jump right to it, y'all. When you're listening to this episode, when you're watching this live, when you're watching WandaVision, when you're watching on repeat, Disney Plus, pirated, however you consume your WandaVision media, use that hashtag IHAWVOL pod. Again, it's ridiculously long because this show is ridiculous as hell. So we have made it to the 8th episode, the penultimate episode. I think I said that right. Yeah, that's right. And in this one, Wanda embarks on a troubling journey, revisiting her past. For insight into her present and future. All right, so
Synopsis.
Come on, yeah, they did it with this one. So for those of you who haven't seen the episode, of course, this will be spoiler filled. For those of you who have seen it and want a little bit of taste, a little bit of savoring of some things that have happened, the craziness that is this episode, I give you my favorite receipt of the episode. Bear us just a second here.
I know what you are.
It's okay, baby. It's okay.
You have no idea how dangerous you are. You're supposed to be a myth, a being capable of spontaneous creation. Here you are, using it to make breakfast for dinner.
Let go of my children.
Oh yes, your children. Vision, this whole little life you've made. This is chaos magic, Wanda. But that makes you the Scarlet Witch.
Yes, Agatha. Yes. Okay.
Marvel had us hooked because they were giving us facts that we've known since Age of Ultron.
Yes.
Still, it's good enough in the episode.
Yes. They did what needed to be done. Kevin Feige and the Marvel Machine, Disney Plus, all that. Leave no stone unturned. I've said this before. I'm gonna say it again. This series makes me more excited for what's to come. Though I don't think Falcon and Winter Soldier is going to give me that similar feeling, they're probably going to dive deep into whatever they're given and bring you into this immersive world. Like, again, you putting a TV show in the hands of people who give you big budget action-packed films. I don't know. So I'm excited. So episode 8. So give me how you feeling about the series so far, and then you got up to episode 8. Like, what's been your journey with WandaVision?
So for me, like, I was excited about this from the jump because I like Wanda. Yeah. I have loved Wanda ever since X-Men Evolution. So I was ready for her to lead her own show. Okay. And when I started seeing like the previews and stuff, like I don't know what's going on. Nobody knew what's going on. But like started to see it, I was the type of kid. I would be sitting up watching, Nick at Night, TV Land. So I'm like, this is comfort food. This is good. True. This is good to me. So I was excited for it. I was here from the jump. But as it's been going, like I've been like, I made the right decision.
Yes.
Because and then like this episode, it's just like now y'all giving me emotion. You're giving me drama. You're giving me all of the drama that I'm needing. Yes. This is television.
Yes, and I love it. Again, not to be a Marvel stan, but you look back at Iron Man in 2008. it's essentially what they've done with this series. Like the general public, it was all that slack and hell that the show got for the first 2 or 3 episodes. Then when it got to 4, it's like yeah, they know what they're doing.
And let me say, because I'm not even a Marvel stan for real, but I'm hooked. I'm here for WandaVision. I am ready for Wanda and the Vision.
Yes. My God. So with this episode, well, I'll say this: Cole Jackson. I know you out there. I don't know if it was via text, via Twitter, or on another show. I know he mentioned that there would be some type of flashback, and I feel like John from the John Fick podcast said that as well. I wasn't even, that didn't even register with me. I was like, oh, what the fuck? He can give us a whole episode, them on a roller coaster, and I'm gonna be here for it. But this was very much the end game. This was very much needed. Like, if episode 4 brought you up to speed and got you in there, this episode definitely pieced together all the breadcrumbs. What so just generally for this episode 8, what are your thoughts? How are you feeling about this episode? What were your initial thoughts, or what's what?
So, like, when I first saw the episode this morning, like, I didn't know what to expect. I kind of figured that they were going to have to answer some questions, but like, you got to tell us how we got here. So I kind of expected that type of question answering thing to come, but I did not expect, like, Wanda Maximoff, this is your life.
Yes.
So, getting to see like everything that's happened to Wanda over these long extended periods of time, and then having to come all the way to like seeing like what she did immediately leading up to this hex. Like, I feel like in the last like 10-15 minutes, it was like,
yeah,
Wanda.
Yes.
But, yeah, that was really like my takeaway, like emotion. Like I felt that. Like I felt for Wanda all through this episode. Like, can this get a break, please?
That's right. Just one. Just the little one. Yeah, we're in the same boat. Like, I've always been a Wanda fan. Even when Elizabeth Olsen was casted as Wanda, I remember going back and watching Old Boy, the remake that she's in, and then there was another movie. And I was like, okay, I know this isn't, and no. I saw her, and then I was like, oh, she looks like the Olsen twins. And I was like, oh, okay, I figured out, okay, she's related to them. And so I've been in this stan mode, and I really do like her. I like her portrayal. But this series, oh my God. So the episode itself, I feel the same. I feel for her. I feel for all the mess that she's been through. I like the route that we've taken with Monica and Wanda, not only having these issues with separation and losing a loved one, but also having been snapped away. Because for whatever reason, I keep forgetting that Wanda was snapped. It never registered to me she was going too.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, I think I had forgotten until she said, like, in the episode, like, when I got back. I was like, what? Oh, right. You did snap away.
Yeah. But even with that, I was like, well, sis, where'd you get this car? Me and John was talking about that, and I'm like, did the government have like some stipend set up for those who were blipped away? I don't know what that's like, really inside baseball, but she was consistent with that deep maroon burgundy color car. Like she's nothing if not a brand synergy, brand consistency. Okay. With this episode, we get this walk down memory lane, and I feel like it could have easily played out a bit campy, and maybe for people who are not Marvel fans, like the general public, maybe it did. But I think for the key moments that we hit, I feel like this was perfect.
Yeah. I mean, the moments gave us really what we have been missing from the movies. Because, I will say, as a fan of Wanda, that we ain't get Wanda like we should have in these movies.
Say that.
Like, so what this episode kind of did was kind of fill in those gaps. It showed us, like, this is this person, this is their life, this is how they got here. So I was very much here for it. And it's just so, like, it didn't bog us down with giving us a whole origin movie.
Yeah.
Like, it just, like, this is the important stuff. This is stuff that you can tell. Now let's go.
Do you think that there is there element that you wish we would have addressed, like a door that would have opened to a particular time in Wanda's career, like MCU career, or were you okay with what we got?
I would have liked, I think if I had to pick something, I would have liked something in between Civil War and Infinity War.
Yep.
Because I think, I'm assuming that what we saw was like right after Ultron.
Mm-hmm.
So I would have liked something in between like Civil War and Infinity War that kind of like showed us them like actually together, like doing this stuff. Because I feel like that's been a lot of people's massive complaint about like, okay, we're supposed to believe that they're like deeply in love, but like we ain't never said that.
Mm-hmm.
But I will say what they did give us like made me buy into it a whole lot
For
more.
sure. Yeah. Hard agree. For me, I think pretty much it's the same answer. I was hoping for, and I know this is silly, were they in France or were they in Russia when Noxtima came through and whooped their ass? What was that?
France, I'm not sure, but I think France.
Wherever the hell they were when he was they were in that hotel room, I wanted to see like how we got there.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, oh, because that was such a nice scene, but in the movie, the grand scheme of the movie, I was like, what the fuck are y'all doing here? So it would have
we ain't got time for this.
Yeah, like when you get the fighting. So no, yeah, I would have liked that, but like you said, everything we got mattered. The only other thing I was hoping for was a Pietro cameo. Like where is this man? Y'all got me begging for this damn dead brother to show up. So I thought we would have seen more of him and her in their version. Mm-hmm.
But I guess I get it because I'm sure that man ain't cheap.
Yeah,
and
right.
You ain't gonna pay that man for like 15 seconds.
Yeah. Yeah. But no, I like everything we got. What are your thoughts on Agatha this episode?
It was Agatha all along.
Hey,
that's my girl. I rocks with I supposed to have Agatha heavy. Like it was so interesting. Like the beginning of the episode, was cool. It kind of played us into like, oh, this is her story. This is how she got here. But like what I really liked was when she first was talking to Wanda. And like you could hear just a little hint of jealousy, just a little bit. Because she was like, what is your secret?
Yeah.
About it, like, witches take years just do a simple like transmutation. You didn't get a whole minute. What is the secret? So this is like I hit oh, okay, I see.
Yeah.
I see where you're coming from.
I am a fan. She is my Loki now. She's my Loki. Like,
I wore purple for a reason.
I mean, I would have, but we out here drinking, so I can't wear this hoodie. But
I may be coming out of this soon.
So with Agatha, okay, so we get that opening, that American Horror Story opening. I couldn't really make heads or tails of it because when the women brought her out, put her on the pole and tied her up, I saw that they weren't using ropes. So I'm like, okay, what kind of humans are these? Mm-hmm. Then they mention, are you a witch? She says, yes. She's like, oh, well, you've committed sins against your coven. And because Agatha was pleading with these women, I didn't know if this was her being deceptive or if she was genuinely like, hey, I don't know any other way. And then we still don't know what she did to those women in the Salem witch trials era that even got them to. So it's still unclear.
Like I've seen some people who are holding out hope because Agatha in the comics has been like anti-villain, at worst.
Yeah.
So like they're holding out hope that there's still some good in her. So they're saying like, she may have been like for real, like it's this not me. Like I don't know how to do this. Like teach me whatever.
Yeah.
Me personally.
Yeah.
I feel like she played them just like she played Wanda.
She
turned around and looked and said, it was Agatha all along.
No, for sure. Yeah, that really messed me up. It took me back to the iconic scene in, oh my God. American Horror Story, Coven season, Myrtle being burned at the stake. Spoiler, that show is like 6 years old or more.
Right.
Balenciaga that scene, bro. I was anyway. So Agatha sucks the life force out of the other witches who are like, I don't know if they were trying to kill her, they were trying to subdue her, or what.
They would kill her. They were definitely trying to kill her.
Well, shit, she turned the tables on them. The final one we find out is her mother. And I'm thinking, like, is this your birth mother? Is this someone who like raised you and you're calling her mother? Agatha is complex as hell. I just don't know. I don't know. I'm a fan, but I just don't know. I don't know what they're giving us. And
it was just like the leader of the coven, because
okay,
happened when she when she used like full power, like crown thing like appeared.
Yeah.
Like I assumed it was like she was just the leader of her coven. Like
okay,
but who knows?
I mean,
kill her own mama.
Look, we saw the same crown, similar crown when Wanda touched the Infinity Stone. So I'm just, man, I don't know. And the thing that has me shook is that there's only one more episode, and so will it be wrapped up? Will Doctor Strange swoop in? And this whole season has been the what'd you call it? The I don't know, prelogue to his movie. Like, what else can they possibly throw at us, man? What?
I'm really wondering because we had them rumors about the last 3 episodes being an hour long. The lie detector determined that was a lie.
Yeah.
So but I do remember also hearing that they saying it's gonna be like 6 hours worth of show in total. We are not at 6 hours. So I'm wondering, how long is this finale about to be? Because it could be like a whole legit movie, which a whole lot of stuff could happen.
Monica's still off the table. Her and Pietro or fake
Vision.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, shit. Darcy. Yeah. So, my God. Okay, so Monica's going off the table. We got Pietro. I saw some talks about Pietro possibly being either manifestation of Ralph, who is Mephisto, or I don't know, because we got the Agatha all along opening scene at the end of the last episode. I don't feel like he's Ralph or he's Mephisto. But she didn't say like he was dead or anything. She's like, I conjured up this fake Pietro, and his eyes and ears were me. And so I don't know. I don't know. Do you have any thoughts about Mephisto, Pietro?
Honestly, and I could be wrong. I'd welcome being wrong. But I feel like that Mephisto ship has sailed. Like that's kind of out the question, because like we didn't even get an inkling like that she's doing this. That Agatha is doing all this to like bring him into this world, revive somebody. Like this is legit her wanting to know, how does this work? Like how are you doing this? That's been the whole motivation. So I think maybe you could bring somebody else in, but at this point it's just like, for what?
I didn't like. I was still on the Mephisto train, but what you're saying is making sense. I never wanted Agatha to be in service to someone else. Like, let her stand on her own as the big bad. Because outside of Hela, I can't think of any other women villains who are not like henchmen. Now, I could be wrong, but with Black Widow just finally getting a Phase 1 movie, I don't think I'm wrong. So I was like, if she is working for Mephisto, cool, but I would rather her just be her own entity that's just working for her own shit. And hopefully, I hope so. I'm really, and this is really jumping the gun, I'm really hoping that we do get her and we get some Fantastic Four and we get her as Franklin Richards' nanny. Like, I don't know in what world that exists. I don't know if I'm just being too close to the comics, but
this man got 2032 vision.
No, for real. This episode, I don't want to say it's my favorite because I think episode 4, for what it did for the first 3 episodes, really was like, don't get no better than this. It's been good though. I don't know. This and 4, I think I got a tie.
I feel like
With,
it's between this and 5 for me.
Okay. 5 wasn't the Halloween. No, that was 6. What was 5?
Was mainly for me. It's mainly because of that scene where Wanda comes out of the hex and like wreck shop and then walks back inside. Look, we got
the wrong. Yes. Oh man, yeah. That. Oh. Okay, so moving forward, now that episode 8 is over and done with, once we move into episode 9 and beyond, what is your like ideal MCU? Like maybe not specifics, but this was a game changer of a season. So
I hope that this shows them teaches them to take more risks, because this was a risk. Like, let's be honest. You know, it's 2 characters that we more or less don't really know a whole lot about. A lot of people don't really care about them before this show. For the most part, even though I'm pretty sure we're gonna get it next week, we ain't had no big battles, we ain't had no big, fights, not even no real big magic or nothing for real until this episode. So, they've just been like really digging into these characters, really like sticking with the theme and stuff like that. So I hope that this show like teaches them to take more risks. Because kind of like I said earlier, Falcon and the Winter Soldier is going to be like the movies. I'll leave it at that.
Yeah.
Okay. I hope that they try some more things. I think this has really paid off for them. It's really, you have the people who are going to be mad and they'll just be mad. But it's been really good, like just good television.
Yeah, I agree. And I would like the same too, like especially with us getting into magic and more cosmic stuff. Man, you can't. I mean, of course, make it make sense, but you can't stick to the same. Like this show has shown you can't stick to the same. And I want shorter arcs. Like I enjoyed the Thanos Infinity Saga, but give me something a little bit more contained. Give me a arc like a trade. Like if you watch WandaVision, you watch Doctor Strange, and then I don't know, Magneto's origin, and that's all one thing. And then, so give me a little bit of that. Otherwise, I think, they're doing what they need to do.
Yeah.
I'm going to I'm going to watch Falcon and Winter Soldier, and I'm going to hope that the quality is there and the story, because these looks back in time, these jumps through time that we got here, it was like 3 or 4 of them.
That thing you said is what scares me. Because I will probably look at it. I know I'm not going to follow like I follow this. I know that for sure.
Okay.
But I will probably look at it mainly because of Anthony Mackie. But unless, and they could prove me wrong. They could be wrong with WandaVision. But just with the basis of what the show is supposed to be about, I'm like, I don't see y'all going as deep as this. I could be wrong, and I'm wrong.
Yeah,
but I'm not seeing it.
Yeah, I don't know. And then after going from the fantastic magical of it all, I don't want to see a buddy cop movie.
That's what it is. All in what it is. This is the buddy cop.
No, for real. Shit. So Wanda and Pietro's kids. We get the specific episodes and the specific aesthetics that inform the first couple episodes. Then we I like that. I guess her dad was maybe a bootlegger, and he was selling videos or like modern TV shows. This episode definitely retconned Wanda being a witch all along, because I was under the impression that the Infinity Stones affected her and Pietro, which made them what they were, which wasn't Inhumans and it wasn't mutants. So, go ahead.
But you know what? Like, I agree with you. They definitely retconned that. But they did it in a way to where it wasn't just like jarring. Like it wasn't just like, y'all went back and did that. Because like she was a kid, she didn't know no better. And how was she, and she never, actively tried to use any magic, because hell, she can barely actively use magic now. At least according to Agatha, at least.
Yeah.
So it's just like, it's a retcon, but it's a smart one.
Yeah.
It's one that doesn't like really just completely throw everything off.
Yeah. Yeah. My favorite subtlety of it was the very first one when her and Pietro were under that table, and she said something like, "It's not going to hurt us." It's something about forget the line. Yeah. And she reached for the bomb, the Stark Technologies bomb. When she was pulled so quickly from underneath that table, I know it was Agatha, but my mind immediately went to Pietro and his super speed. In some kind of way, having that. Now, again, I could just be thinking too deep, but for me, I was like, okay, if she has very subtle hex powers as a little girl, he has to have maybe very, very latent super speed. Like they could have easily put her out slower. That was a choice. That was a decision. So Pietro came to mind. So that's what I liked. Let's talk about the big one. Her volunteering as a terrorist to, I guess, be experimented on or to be tested by this shady organization. What's your takes on this scene?
It read just like she ain't care. Like she's a whatever. I'm a volunteer. I'm here. This is gonna be deep cut. I apologize in advance. But I was an Animorphs fan, and it reminds me of them people that volunteered to be infested by the Yerks. So it's like, I don't care. I ain't got nothing to live for. So whatever. Let's go. Like that's what it was.
Yeah.
But like that's really kind of how I approach it. It's like poor Wanda. Like she just has really nothing left. She's just like, whatever. And like even what she said to Agatha, because Agatha was like, "You volunteer for this?"
Yeah.
And she was like, "We were going to change the world." No, girl, you're gonna blow some shit up.
Yeah. Agatha was so fucking shady, man. She even mentioned this like accent. She was like, "Woo, it sure does come out when it wants to." I'm like, God damn. They heard the shade online. They had
that forever. Like, girl, where'd the accent go?
Yeah. This is the perfect show for her because she did not have to use that accent, but maybe 10% of this whole series. Elizabeth Olsen, you are great, but this accent ain't where it's at. So I like that scene as well. I also like seeing the camera footage of that scene. So of course we saw her reach out, touch the Tesseract, whatever, turn into an Infinity Stone. Then we saw the shape of a witch, the Scarlet Witch. I don't know who that entity is, but with the camera footage, it just showed her standing and then on the ground. I like getting this backstory of her in Sokovia because we haven't gotten that since they've left. Like the Sokovia Accords, sure, but there has been no origin story for her. There has been no return to the motherland. There has been no, there just hasn't been any of that. She's one of the more unique characters where she really has no ties to. She has nothing to no one.
Right.
Vision is a synthetic man, a synthezoid man, but him aside, he's not a biological, natural person. So, like, this was a smart choice. Long story short, this was a smart choice. With the scene of her in Sword, I already don't like Haywood. I hate him. I hate Haywood. Wanda walking into this Sword facility, demanding to see her husband. I got the sense that Haywood was egging her on, trying to get a rise out of her by showing her this disembodied chopped up version of Vision,
Mm-hmm.
it didn't feel as innocent as, look, I'm a government agency, you need to see this for closure. That's it. It felt like he wanted a response out of her, and she didn't give him what he wanted. That's my take on it. Do you
No,
have? How do you feel about that scene?
I 1,000% agree
Yeah.
because like on just a fundamental level, like
Mm-hmm.
if you over here, like you got somebody's loved one body is all sorts of ways. You don't
Mm-hmm.
show them that. Like
Right.
I feel like I legit said that when I was watching the episode. Like, don't show her that. Like, that's what are you doing? Like, that's
Yeah.
so flattering. And then I honestly have to commend Wanda because she was a lot nicer than I would have been.
Fam.
Because I don't
Yeah.
bust the heads. I'd asked one time, let me see Vision. The
Mm-hmm.
moment no came out your mouth, boom.
Yeah. For sure. I can see him. Oh yeah, I'm on all these pieces. Pack him up. Yeah, there's something off about him. So now what I would like to know is what was going on with Haywood in those 5 years, because he was not at all bothered by Wanda's presence. Like, it wasn't off-putting. He mentioned about, I'm not going to let you take 3,000 pounds worth of vibranium, or 3,000 whatever he said worth of vibranium, and put it in the ground. Like, I get that sword does all this sentient weapon, whatever, but because this is our first experience or exposure to the brand that is sword, what is going on in the creation of sword and in those last 5 years that he seems to know a lot more than what he's letting on, and is manipulating the story? Because we saw the Wanda entering sword in this episode is not the Wanda entering sword that he played for everybody else.
Not at
So
all. Not at all. See, I feel like this is one of them stories where the government official like shit pops off.
mm-hmm.
Government is like, yo, we got to do something. So they, because he told Monica, they did that whole rebranding thing.
Yeah.
Like they were scared because people just up and disappeared, which I get that.
Mm-hmm.
But the extent to which they did it,
Yeah.
because they went and said, well, we don't know what took everybody, so we got to be prepared for whatever's going to come along. What can we use?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, look, all this vibranium is just sitting over here. Let's get that.
And even that feels so deceptive, because that's Wakandan tech. That's not Steve Rogers' shield. That's a whole,
And
I
see, and
don't know.
that makes me that they lucky that T'Challa and Shuri both got snapped because Vision would not have left there if they were still there. Either one.
Yeah. Man, this has me. I think with WandaVision, because we've gotten this episode 8 and we've gotten the episode 4 where they've kind of challenged your expectations and given you some Easter eggs and wrapped up some stuff. That's the one thing that I feel confident they will be able to carry through to other series. Because even if like Falcon and Winter Soldier isn't as great in opinion as WandaVision is, I feel like that still is a show where it still lends itself to doing little soft reboots, retconning stuff, introducing characters. So I'm excited for it on that end. But oh my God, the fact that Haywood, like, the timeline just ain't matching for me, because if we're going from Monica's perspective, Monica comes in and then you tell her, I need you to go to Westview, New Jersey, there's some stuff going on. This scene with Wanda happened I don't know, maybe a month ago. I don't know.
It is a little weird, but here's what I've kind of said for myself. So, everybody come back. We saw Monica come back. We know Wanda then came back. Blah blah blah. Big battle happens because we saw Monica like immediately when she came back. She went to the doctor and found out that her mama died.
Yeah.
I'm going to assume that she took off like a week or two because of just to grieve, just to mourn, and figure out life. That would make sense to me.
Yeah.
So
okay.
in that week or two is when Wanda bust up in there and did what she did and left.
Okay.
So by the time Monica came back to work, Wanda then already drove to New Jersey and then already WandaVision.
Yeah, that makes sense. That actually tracks better than what I was thinking. I was like, no, this nigga lying. I was trying everything I came up with was fuck him.
Lying.
No, yeah. I don't like this dude. Is Sword our new shield?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Sword and Shield. Yes.
I wonder how many other Marvel conglomerates, I guess is the word, that we're going to now. Like, is it for the general public? Are we just keeping it to Sword to keep it easy enough to understand, or are we going to then bring in all these other organizations? Like, because we had Shield and we had the Hydra infiltration and all that. Like, I wonder how are we going to use Sword going forward, and for how long?
It's
Like,
probably be forever because I mean we still got to get stuff like AIM. Like it's
yeah,
a lot of things that's got to come in. So here's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking that Sword is going to be an issue until Monica takes over. Something's going to happen. Maybe he dies, hopefully, but something's going to happen where he ain't going to be in charge.
yeah,
And Monica has to do her thing, learn about her power, all that type of stuff. And I'm hoping that Monica ends up taking over Sword and kind of putting them on the right path, and they're going to stop this issue because I don't see them. I could be wrong, but I don't see them bringing in like multiple big, huge, like government type organizations
yeah,
at once. I think it's
yeah.
gonna be like a revolving door. Like, okay, we did Shield, they gone. We got Sword, they finna leave. Now we're gonna bring some.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that would make more sense, and it would help with continuity. I think one thing that they've done well is realize the messed up state that is continuity in these comic book companies, and they've streamlined a lot of stuff. Because people keep pointing to House of M, to the Vision Tom King series, Avengers Disassembled, and if WandaVision is the love child of all those series, it is the best, most start to finish continuity that you can get.
Yeah.
So there's that. The final, not even, well, yeah, flashback. Wanda leaving the Sword facility, driving to Westview, and then I don't know, what is it doing, one of those Steven Universe transformations, and like manifest a house, a car, like what? Wanda was not playing. Is she?
Agatha said it was like a multitude of spells all at once. So many
Yeah.
that it hurt and like, whoa, what's happening?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I like this. I like the handling of the marketing of this show, because we've gotten a lot of things up front that we didn't know would be. But like, this scene was like one of the first scenes of the marketing material that we got. And I honestly completely forgot about this scene. Like, all of it. So when he did that Wanda, and whatever, I was over here. Yes, I was over here acting a fool. Like, man, I know some folks. My neighbors heard me. All that. Like, I'm a stand, man. I'm a stand for this show. I don't know. I don't care what that made me sound like, but I'm a stand. God damn it. Yeah. So we get that ending, which is just circling around to the beginning, and I don't know. Like, what overall the whole episode? Like, how are we feeling? What is?
Tired, wore out because this was a journey. Like this was
Yeah.
an adventure. It was so much. Like it was good. It was very good, and I'm glad that we did get this thing that kind of answered a lot of the questions that people had. May not have given people the answers they wanted, but it answered the questions.
Yeah.
So I'm ready for the finale. Like, okay, you didn't did your recap, you told me what's happening. All right, fight people.
Yeah.
Shoot magic lasers at people now.
Yeah. No, I'm with you. This felt final. It felt like you buttoned up a lot of stuff, and it felt like it has me prepared for this big battle or whatever comes next. I feel like there's no more. I mean, there's questions, of course, like where's Monica and whatnot, but we're going to get that. As far as Wanda's story, okay. At the end, when Agatha had Billy and Tommy in these like leashes, she looked like Michelle Versailles from Drag Race. Is it
Come
Drag
on,
Race? Top model. Like, where's she from?
besides, oh, I got you. I'm with you.
Yeah, okay, yeah. I was like, whoa, wait a minute. What is this?
I love
So
how
I'm that last scene, though I was a little bit more put off by Agatha, but it was with good reason because that's what they want you to feel. I'm still Team Agatha. I want to see what happens to her.
because on like even though I do think that Agatha is gonna end up being like more or less a villain, like one thing I will give the people who are saying like, no, there's good in her, like at that end, she was like, yo, no, you are a problem. You got to go.
Yes.
Like
Yes.
that's a whole approach. She was like, no, absolutely not. Like you ain't even to be here.
Yeah. Yeah, and and that's honestly, though I don't like Haywood, I think that's him as well. Where your job is to track sentient weapons. Like that's your secure whatever we're gonna call it that. That's your job. And so they've set up Wanda to be the protagonist. She is the one we root for, the one we're empathetic and emotional for. But at the end of the day, this is his job. And like Agatha said, villain, anti-villain, hero or not, you are a Scarlet Witch. You are chaos magic. You are not. You are a problem. Like you said, like you need to be going. So the fact that, and I feel her because if you're doing all this stuff subconsciously and just based off of emotion, what happens when you get control? Like how many Pietros will you resurrect? You know what I'm saying? Like, will you become Magneto? Like,
for real, no. And see, and that's the thing. Like, I think it took Agatha seeing that, like the fact that you didn't even try. You didn't made a thing that's miles big. Like, what happens when you actually put your mind to it? No, you got to go, bro.
Yeah. And these people are suffering. These people are suffering for your subconscious choices. Like, so I don't know. I guess let's get to the post-credit scene where we see from the outside of the hex, Haywood, he's talking to this, I don't know what that lady's name is, that small, like maybe Indian lady, I don't know, Latin.
Oh, his little she a lackey. So
yeah. He says something like, "Oh, we did such," which pretty much sounds like what Monica said. He says something like, "Yeah, we tried everything in the world to get this started, not knowing we just needed the power we needed was in front of us all along," or something. Which Monica said episodes ago. If Wanda is the problem, then she has to be the solution. Again, Black women, like doing what needs to be done. God damn. We get what I saw online, and forgive me to the young man or woman or person who said this, but we get WandaVision. I don't know. I don't know what's next. Do we have two visions, or do we? Because so we get a all white version of Vision, no color at all. But if this version of Vision is the Vision from Sword, who the hell is the Vision that Wanda manifested? Is that the Vision in her image, or is?
Yes, kind of. So here's what I think.
Uh-huh.
I think part of the reason why Vision can kind of act on his own is because this Vision is created from Wanda's like memory and understanding of who Vision is and blah blah blah, and two, from like leftover energy in the from Mind Stone. Mind Stones were power Vision.
Right.
So those two things make Vision into who he is. Like create more or less the Vision that we know. So I feel like that's like the Vision that we know, and my Vision is just a body. So if they what they've done is they've given themselves a out to where if they want to keep Vision around, all you gotta do is put the parts together and give WandaVision a new paint job, and you're good to
go. Yeah. Oh God, I just don't. And the exciting thing to me is, ordinarily, if we watch a movie, then it's like, oh, what happens next? Post-credit scene, wait a couple months or a year for another film. We're about to get our answers in I don't know how many hours in a week, but in a couple days. Like we're gonna get what we want. Now after that,
everybody got like movies.
Right. So yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited to see what happens next. I like that there is this all white vision that is clearly used as intended to be a weapon.
Mm-hmm.
My only concern is Haywood in over his head, because you brought this man online, but what happens when
I could be wrong, and part of me kind of hopes that I'm wrong, but I fully expect a Mewtwo from Pokemon first movie for him to wake and just slaughter all them folk and then go about his business. Like I fully expect that to happen.
Ugh, that's gonna be ugly.
That's gonna be ugly. He deserve it.
Yeah. I mean, we might get a hour and a half, 2 hour runtime of this last episode just to delve into. Oh, I really hope that's it. I really, because let me tell you, if that's, I ain't going to work Friday.
I'm so glad I'm off on Fridays. We'll sit in this house analyzing the hell out of these 2 hours.
Yes. My God, I'm ready. I'm ready. Long story short, I'm ready. And this is making me ready for whatever they have to give post WandaVision. I'm really excited for this setup. I've said it before. I hope that she becomes really her and Monica, but I hope she becomes the next Tony Stark figure as far as being a character that carries the next couple phases in importance, at least, even if she's not featured in every film. But I'm hoping that, and I would imagine so, the events of WandaVision ripple out throughout the next couple phases, because
yeah, you know what, I think that probably is going to be how this goes, because if what people think is going to happen is what's happening, and this is going to be the start of the multiverse. We'll see this in Doctor Strange, that's in the title. More than likely we're going to see this in Spider-Man, and we got to have at least a movie or two to fix this up. And something we learned from Spider-Man movies. The problems that Tony Stark created become issues for everybody else. So it's the same way. The problem that Wanda has created become issues for everybody else.
Yeah, because we still seeing Stark Tech. This man has been dead. He's been dead for a while. Let him sleep. No, but yeah, true. Yeah, we still seeing Stark Tech come up, and as a reason as to why people are doing the things that they've done. Yeah, so I'm hoping so. Like, oh my God, this again just has me amped. There was a time a few months ago where I was just tired of the MCU. Even though we had been in COVID, been in quarantine, and hadn't gotten a lot of movies, I was still to a point where I was like, this is not exciting for me anymore. And with the announcements of the Disney Investor Day, and then moving into stuff like this, and even like the Eternal stuff that I've seen, I'm back on board. They got me. So I don't know. Any thoughts, final thoughts, ideas, things you want to see, anything?
I want to see a big magical battle. I want to see, what Agatha and Wanda are about to throw at each other in this finale. I don't know who they're going to give to Monica with her just like fledgling powers, because I don't know what she gonna do, but they give them a good sis something.
Yeah.
we're gonna see, Vision versus Maga Vision, and we're gonna see how it ends up.
Oh, I'm with you. I want me some magical girl transformations. Give me some Sailor Moon, She-Ra type stuff. I want to see. We already got blue, purple, and red. Then we got them on ladies. I don't know, but yeah, I want this. I'm
gonna say call Carol and to do some more.
Right. Come on, I need somebody. I hope that Monica gets a prominent role going forward. Again, of course, I'm rooting for everybody black, but just Monica alone. You've set her up in Captain Marvel. She was essentially one of the first couple superpowered people to jumpstart the Marvel universe, if we're going canonically. And now we have her in present day, and she's powered up. Give me a Reed Richards or something. I don't know what avenue is it going to take for her to be big? Does she need a movie, more TV show appearances? What? But Tiana Paris ma'am, you doing what needs to be done.
Yes.
And I want to see more. I want to see more.
Yes.
Woo! So I don't know. This has been it. I've if I've seen a little bit different, I have been drinking a little bit of wine, but give me please let these folks know where to find you, support you, consume your content, see you online.
So yes, you can definitely find me online at Loose as a Deuce. I do my tweeting, my live tweeting, my talking about all of the things. I'm also on a podcast on Sundays called Boys and Brunch, where I have more alcohol and talk about more things. You definitely can check me out there. Just search it on the YouTube or anything of that sort. Mm-hmm. And other than that, I'm just working on my writing, working on stuff. So there's gonna be some major moves towards this year. I can't use Disney investor money, but I'm gonna make my own little deal. We'll definitely see some more stuff coming.
Yes, good. And of course, those links will be in the show notes if you guys want to click on down in the show notes, see what's going on, and support, consume media, all that good stuff. Me, of course, Rhayne Coleman, the Carefree Black Nerd, Carefree Blurred on Twitter, as you can see right there. Carefree Black Nerd everywhere else. If you need to email me for whatever reason, carefreeblacknerd@gmail.com, and let me know what's on your mind. That's that. Links again in the show notes. And until next time, stay carefree, stay nerdy, stay geeky. Oh, and big shout out to ESQ Sounds on Twitter. Because let me tell you, this Agatha All Along was already good on its own. But now that these creatives, these black folks, then got their hands on it, they've done some amazing things. We're going to end the show with the bounce version, the New Orleans bounce version of Agatha All Along. So until next time, stay carefree, stay nerdy, stay geeky. And Wanda was born by the river. She was shaking that ass. I don't know.
Everything.